Hey, y'all, for elementary and middle and high school, how do you add technology into English and language arts? Well, it's not always easy. There are some challenges involved. First off, is this whole definition of literacy. It's changing all the time. And we've got all these new literacy definitions coming in between media, digital, informational, and they're all part of our 21st century skills. And then existing and emerging technology, this is going to shift literacy development in these different areas. And literacy activities could occur in different spaces, and more oftenly than not right now it's occurring differently online than it is with print material. So how you act with digital materials and work with those is very different than how you interact with print materials. Then you also have this idea of cultural linguistic diversity among learners in your classroom. You'll have students where English is not a second language. Some of them English isn't even a third language. Then you're going to also be dealing with students with disabilities, and you've got students that have a wide range of skills in reading and writing, and some of those kids are really struggling. And so motivating them to learn to read and write, or when they learn to practice it, is going to require some ingenuity on your part. Sometimes you can do this as far as interactive and visual qualities in websites and software to help students do that. And so utilizing those in your classroom is really important. So how can you actually integrate it? So word fluency and vocabulary development, things you've been talking about in the science of reading, online practice and matching letters and sounds and words and meaning, and online tools that'll help students engage with their vocabulary and understanding what those words mean. Other ways we can do it is digital text. Students naturally gravitate toward the phone, so digital text will help this as well. And then supported reading and software on mobile devices, where the mobile devices, the apps will actually read aloud to the students what is on their screen. So help them to understand if they're having difficult time with reading. And then what strategies we can do. We can lead sessions on information literacy, teaching students how to determine what is fact, what is fiction, what is true, false, real, fake, on what they see online. Teaching students how to search information on databases and keywords, making media literacy integral in our classrooms, teaching them how to detect bias, how to determine if an article is reliable or accurate, and modeling these strategies for them in the classroom. Well, then as far as the writing process, technology helps here too. So pre-writing using concept mapping and outlining the note taking, and then modeling mentor texts and using story starters to help them with the writing process. And then understanding that when you're using word processing, that's actually a drafting place where they can change and create, and using cloud-based writing tools where students can collaborate together. And then going back and revising your writing so that students, when you're modeling this, they can see the thought process of your revisions, using Google Docs again to allow students to work together and collaborate on this. And finally, editing, using software that can help them with grammar and spell checking and thesaurus, and then being able to highlight in a Google document and add a comment on what a student might have to change. So then how do you support the multimodal communication? Digital storytelling allows students to write scripts and then video their final production and publish it. Writing and sharing multimodal text, having them create websites or fan fiction sites, news broadcasts, having them create a video game, because in doing so, they're writing a script, they're drawing, they're animating. That's a very strong narrative writing. And then also ways you can support it, using digital versions of texts or ebooks, those open educational resources we talked about earlier, and utilizing authors' websites or blogs and their social media platforms to find out more information about them. And then using things to help them analyze the literature. So projecting text up on the screen to help them analyze it, and using digital text that you can annotate for analysis is helpful as well.